Greetings, Earthlings, wisdom keepers, wisdom seekers. Welcome back to WizdomDropz, your source for daily drops of wisdom and savvy cat astrology. My name is Tonia, and today we are discussing the full moon in Taurus happening on All Hallows Eve, the most magical day of the year 2020. This is a doozy, let me tell you, folks. It's a full moon on Halloween. Need I say more? Not only that, it's conjunct Uranus. What are the odds? I don't know. If you calculate it though, let me know, and you'd have to be some super nerd because I mean, this is intense. A full moon conjunct Uranus is not a frequent event, let's put it that way, right? And it's literally on top of Uranus. So this is not like it's 5 degrees off, no, this is on top. So that being said, there's going to be a lot of themes around surprise, around truth, okay, coming out, higher truths, noble truths, but there's going to be a lot of shakeups. There's a lot of sudden event energy around this. There could even be some less than desirable kind of like accident energy around all of this that's just like really sudden and out of nowhere. So we're going to discuss in more depth in this video all of this and how it's likely to actually manifest, some of the different energy themes that we can see pop up, some of the different just types of experiences you can expect and look out for, how to set your intentions around this time, all that good stuff, the WizdomDropz jazz. But before I get into the juicy details, a few quick announcements for you. Number one, if you're not subscribed to this YouTube channel already, what is you doing? I put out a video every single day of the week. Be here for it because I'm here for you. Number two, I just want to quickly thank all of the people who have been subscribing to this YouTube channel lately. It's been super inspirational to see the rapid growth that we've had in the short amount of time that I've been up here on the YouTubes. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of hustle. I put up a video every day, and on the rare occasion I miss a day, I put up 2 on the next day. So I'm always putting up at least a video worth per day for you guys, gals, people. So I appreciate everybody who is subscribing here, and I just want to thank you for your energy and exchange. It's really great to find like-minded people on the internet and to feel like I'm growing some sort of a platform for like community to happen. And it's just really fun to hear all of you write me your different stories and how my predictions are accurate, because like this is what played out and like it helped you guide yourself through it or something. Like that's so meaningful to me. So thank you. The second part of that, number 2, is like the video if you enjoy any of the content that I'm providing you here. If it resonates as true, if it's something you want to see other people know about, that's a good way to let them get the information, is by hitting the like button. The more people who hit the like button, the more people who get this information. Number 3 is that this is one of the last videos you'll have to hear me say this in, if you are somebody who watches all the videos, as I know many of you are, so thank you. But I am offering a course. So if you really want to become the astrologer for yourself and have this skill set for yourself for life, I am giving you that gift in a 3-month intensive training program. We meet once a week. It's going to be so dope. The collective of people we've grown is just absolutely extraordinary. I can't begin to tell you how excited I am about that program. But if you want to join us, time is literally running out. The last day to register is the full moon in Taurus that we're talking about today. So if you're not registered by the end of the day on the 31st of October, you are not in class for this cohort. And I might not do another cohort right after this cohort. So you might have to wait a while, you know what I'm saying, if you're not along for the ride. So I know some people have recently scheduled a Calendly with me. Again, do that now, because I'm not going to be available for those after the 31st of October and time is running out. So that's my last spiel on that. Thank you. Now let's share my screen and get into this full moon, baby. And see what's what, explore what's going on. It is a doozy, as I say. So, okay. So you see here, 8 degrees and 8 degrees. Freaking insane, right? Conjunction of Uranus and the moon in Taurus. Opposite, of course, because it's a full moon, the 8-degree sun in Scorpio. Now, right off the bat, we already briefly touched on some of this stuff, but we didn't say what Uranus and the moon together in Taurus specifically means. So let's. In Taurus, this could be any sudden event or accurate higher information, like a higher truth that comes through a shakeup moment. in relationship to earthly matters. Now, you can take this as literal or as metaphorical as you want around the themes of earth, but this could be like literally the earthquake event that might happen, right? Some type of earth shaking event. It could be not just earthquakes, but lightning, because Uranus rules lightning in terms of the natural realm of what Uranus rules over, right? And you could put this in an earth sign and it really means lightning on earth. You see what I'm saying? So pay attention for those in the more natural realm of things. It could also be higher truths around earth, like that come through other sudden events, like major storms like tsunamis, hurricanes, things of that nature. I don't know the season for all that stuff. Like I know there's seasons for hurricanes and tsunamis. I don't know like where we're at exactly and all that, but I know it's like tsunami season in the autumn in the east, at least, if I'm not mistaken. So like sudden big storm events might happen 2 weeks before, 2 weeks after this event, but especially on the 31st itself, we are more prone to this energy, okay? Now, also what can happen though is earthly shakeups, meaning like financial shakeups. And this depends on your sign. This could be like higher truths of your finances, what you're meant to be in, like a more abundant truth state, and your truth aligning with your finances, because Taurus is the sign of finance and worth, value. Okay. But it depends on your sign. And I'm doing, by the way, y'all, I am doing forecasts for just the signs that I feel like are really present and here on the WizdomDropz platform to begin with. And if you want your sign taken care of and you want a forecast for this full moon by sign, just be sure to drop me a comment down below so I don't skip over you. Like, I'm not currently intending on doing a Gemini or a Cancer forecast, for example. I'm not going to name all the signs I'm going to do this week, but just like make sure that you leave me a comment if you want your forecast. Okay, enough on that. Now, as I'm saying though, this is going to be surprising events, and it can be related to, yeah, the financial thing, but also electricity. So y'all, please, please, please do not be playing a fool with some like radio next to the tub on All Hallows Eve, Halloween this year. Like, do not be doing things that you know are more likely to get you in sticky situations, because this Uranus is, it can be ruthless. Uranus is a malefic by some standards of astrology. So while it is these benevolent things like aliens, ETs, you know, extraterrestrials, guides from the other side, other dimensions, higher truths that come with a little bit of a shake up around them, you know, shake it up energy, they're also severing sometimes. So Uranus can sever. It can cause people to have severances of like limbs and just crazy shit, you know what I'm saying? So like, I just want to be really forthright with you. Like, be prepared for the unexpected on this day. I'm not saying you need to like stay home and be like, you know, a hermit and just like safe in your little shell. But what I am saying to you very clearly is set your intentions for Halloween. Be sure to be really intentional around what you want to attract on that day, in this time frame in general, during this lunation. Also, like, just set your intentions every day. That's a good habit to do, but just be really aware that like you shouldn't be taking extra risks on Halloween. I advise you, out of all the years, to do something a little silly and goofy on Halloween. This is not the year. Do you hear me? This is not the year to do something stupid that you know you shouldn't be doing on Halloween, because people will feel the repercussions of this Halloween. With a Uranus conjunct this full moon, that is not a typical event. So just please be aware of that. I'm feeling like a mom right now to everybody, but I just want you to like be aware that like this is in the fucking air. You know what I'm saying? Like, excuse my French, but like this is in the air. So like, just be aware, be careful, and set your intention and act accordingly. Okay, enough of that vibration. Now, moving right along, we are going to look at some of these other things real quick. Number one, first, you know the rule by now, y'all, and if you don't, check it out. The moon is in a sign, right? That sign has a planetary ruler. Taurus is ruled by what sign? What planet? Venus. That's right. So what is Venus doing? What is the planetary ruler or the dispositor of Taurus doing at this full moon? Well, Venus is over here in beautiful dignity in Libra. Gorgeous. I just did vids on this, y'all. If you want to know more about this specifically, you should, because it's a great topic to know more about, Venus and Libra. Check out my vids I just did. You'll see it in the uploads. I did a vid on this, but anyway, this is really good energy because Venus is in solid dignity here, meaning she can give us all the beauty, all the loveliness that, you know, Venus has to offer. So this is a good omen though. All those warnings I gave you aside, this is a really good omen, because even though the moon is with Uranus and we have to expect the unexpected, it's just the nature of Uranus, no matter what, Venus is in solid dignity. So she's like, hey, you know, I'm going to give you good things, in other words. And we can look at not only what sign she's in to assess what she's going to give us, but what aspects she's making. What is she making an aspect to? Who is she making an aspect to? Saturn. And this is great news because Saturn is in its own sign of Capricorn, and he's been in this mega conjunction for like ever now, right? But in ancient astrology, Venus and Saturn were actually compadres. They were like aligned and friends. So the friends of ancient times are coming together, Venus and Saturn, to like vibe and to bring us harmonious experiences. And they're between the themes of Libra and Saturn ruled Capricorn. So Venus ruled Libra has Venus in conversation with Saturn ruled Capricorn and Saturn in Capricorn. In other words, these planets are in their own signs in a harmonious conversation. That's great because they can function how they're supposed to function. Venus brings us love, relationship, harmony, beauty through sapio kind of energy, like intelligence energy. Libra is the scales. She weighs the justice of anything. Libra is a social sign. I just did a video on Libra energy if you want to learn more about it. But Venus and Libra is the beauty of Libra. It's the relationship of Libra. It's the harmony of Libra. It's the artistic prowess of Libra. All of that is speaking in harmony with Saturn, the god of law and order. Jupiter's law more than Saturn, but Saturn's like the law of the universe. Like he's the ultimate authority. So order and structure and how we're organizing our lives and how systems are being organized. So I think there's a possibility for systems to be shaken up in a positive, constructive way on this day. I think that there's going to be some new wave of energy coming forward in a systemic way, a systemic fashion in relationship to bringing forward some sort of justice, possibly around feminine archetype energy, whether that's your own divine feminine aspects if you're a male embodied being or just feminine energy in general. Also, like, you know, if you're a woman, obviously, but also I was gonna say that with Saturn in harmonious aspect with Venus, we could see like good changes in law because Jupiter is co-present here with Saturn. So we could see some positive traction with law in some way move forward on this day. And definitely speaking to the larger transformation of our entire society. If you can see my cursor on the screen, like Jupiter, Pluto, and Saturn are the great transformation of our systemic structures right now in Capricorn. That's the mega conjunction, aka that I've been referencing, right? But all of that in harmonious, basically, aspect to this Venus. I mean, it's really specifically hitting Saturn with the degree, with the orb, but there's that. Whoops, my computer's gonna croak. Hopefully not before I'm done with this video. Yeah, we should probably plug it in. So I'm gonna do that while we keep talking here. But the other thing I was gonna say in reference to this is look at Mars and what Mars is doing. But actually, before we do, let's finish up Saturn, because Saturn's not just an harmonious aspect here. He's also squaring Mercury. That sucks. Why does that suck? Because Saturn and Mercury are like, you know, not getting along. Mercury is basically your thoughts and you know, your communications, and it's being squared to Saturn. So while we might have a harmonious change in authority on this day in systems and structures, we're also going to have possibly some challenges in how we're communicating or how we're thinking in relationship to them. Now, that cannot be a bad thing entirely. That might actually be what fuels this more harmonious indicator of Venus. But why I've given more precedence to Venus here is because Venus is the ruler of Taurus, where the moon itself is. You feel? Okay. Now, with that said, though, there is deeper thinking and questioning about the justice of things. Mercury retrograde in Libra, the justice of things, Libra, and how it relates to the structuring of society and our leaders who are, you know, the authority figures of the world, basically. So I have a good feeling that we'll have some shakeups in our political realm this coming election because that's under the influence of this full moon. Also, you know, with the Mars square to Saturn and Pluto, that's nothing new, or excuse me, to Pluto and Jupiter, but by Saturn as well, by sign aspect. But anyway, you know, with that present, I think there will be, of course, power struggles. Mars square Saturn is always power struggle energy, but it's on offer for all of us to activate and to use in our own lives. And ultimately, whatever you push forward on now, because Mars is still retrograde, make sure it's more of an internal push forward, because Mars is retrograde. The planet of will is still retrograde. This is the time to make deep, profound changes from inside yourself, not out in the world quite yet, unless it's already been in motion for like several months or several weeks, I should say. Then it's, you know, it's good. It's good. It's gravy to move forward and push forward and create something. And what you will push forward on, you will have to, yes, still put in a hell of a lot of work because that's Mars square Saturn, but it will produce results. Now, with that said, if you're ready to do a big new launch on a project, wait a little bit longer to like mid-November when Mars is clear out of this retrograde. But now's definitely the time to think, and you might get bright insights. I think a lot of people are going to be connecting with their ET guides, their spirit guides under this full moon, because Uranus is those beings and the moon is the consciousness of the collective, and you put those together and that's ET communication on Earth. If there is some crazy ET event on Earth, I would love to know about it. I hope it happens. Like what if disclosure happens this Halloween? Like some crazy stuff like that could totally go down with the moon conjunct Uranus. Are you kidding me? Like you might be seeing UFOs and whatnot up in the sky. I'm not even kidding. Like mark my words, this could happen. I'm very excited for that possibility personally. I'm like all about being ready for disclosure to happen. But anyway, with that said, another omen is that the North Node is with the part of fortune. How glorious is that? That means we're all being called to think Mercury retrograde 3 times as intense about how we are relating with our, fortune energy. And I'm just going to grab my charger. If it dies, it dies. But, that's just how we roll. We go with the flow on the WizdomDropz platform. There's going to be a little crinkle action here. But yeah, with that said, I think that there is going to be a lot of shakeup energy, and you are going to be having some revelatory moments under this full moon. Definitely, friend, because that's just what it is. If you're going to be having any moon conjunct Uranus, your consciousness, the moon, is under a transformation. And so you're going to be up on some truths that you were not previously up on. That's the whole idea of this lunation experience. So just be aware that you are going to be surprised in some way, shape, or form, and you're being called to come more into your virtuous skills and your ability to be like in service through skill, because that is Gemini energy. The North Node is there right now, and the part of fortune is there, and that's how you can form more forms of abundance for yourself as well, because the part of fortune always shows you in any given chart where the abundance on hand is, where the abundance is on offer. And so your abundance on offer right now is through Geminian themes, which is skill, the craft, you know what I'm saying? That's Gemini energy. So it's an auspicious moon, I think, but it can bring some people severance, and it can bring some people truth. People in general will be receiving truth. Higher truths are going to be coming forward under the month of this moon's influence. It's like definitely the moon to the moon, so at least 4 weeks after this, but I say 2 weeks before, 4 weeks after. It's like a total of 6 weeks that we're under the influence of any given full moon. So just be aware that, like, truths will come forward that will surprise you if they haven't already, because Mercury was definitely opposite Uranus, and it will be again once it goes direct, right? Because it's retrograding back through Scorpio now into Libra. So it will be coming forward, moving, and again be opposite Uranus. So just be aware of that. The truths are coming forward. Don't be intimidated by them. Let them come to you, because they're there for your highest and greatest good. Ultimately, if you allow them to be, if you allow them to be, even if they're not comfortable, you got to allow that to be the way that it comes forward for your soul, and set your intentions to receive it in that way, so that the medicine doesn't feel like it's entirely lacking sugar. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least put some fructose up in there. Some, not high fructose corn syrup, because that'd be poison, but you know what I'm saying? Like, put some strawberries with that truth so that it tastes a little better. Something like that. But with that said, I think it's generally an auspicious moon event. I think we are in for hard work, because Mars is retrograde, squaring Saturn, Pluto, and Jupiter. Yes, and Mercury, yes, is squaring all that too. Okay, so the truth wants to come out, in other words, but it ain't gonna be smooth to get there. What is helpful is this Venus, though, influence, and I think that will smooth out some of the process of the legitimizing a lot of that stuff in our systems, because of that trine to Saturn in Capricorn. And, you know, being that, again, Venus is the ruler of Taurus, which is where the moon itself is. So, you know, I hope this was informative. I'm going to do the signs now just to get a little more specific and be a little more efficient on time. I'm not going to do all the signs. Like I say, if you want your sign done, make sure you put me a comment down below so that I don't ignore your sign, because I don't want to do that for anybody in our community here. Okay. Now, with that said, make sure you're subscribed, hit that like button, all that good stuff. And with that said, through next time, until next time, may the stars be with you. Peace.